Fundamentally, startups need to understand, and they shouldn't be expected to understand. Usually when you're a startup, you are an entrepreneur, you have expertise in a particular area. Usually those people who are promoting the startup are very successful people, but it doesn't mean you have to put the burden on yourself to know everything. And real estate law and commercial leasing is its own genre of law and contract law and business and practical considerations. So the smartest thing a startup can do is walk into the process intelligent, but understanding that you don't know everything and you don't have to know everything, and it's something that can be learned as you go through your negotiating process with your landlord. In fact, the best leases are the leases where you have a true meeting of the minds between the landlord and the tenant. And by that I mean not just a posturing, the landlord says this, so the tenant's going to say that, but where the tenant actually tries to understand, well, if my people are coming in on weekends and the heating system isn't on, how do we make sure that we're not cold in the winter and hot in the summer? And is that going to entail an additional cost? Asking those questions, having the landlord educate you and inform you, then gives you an equal playing field where you can start to negotiate with the landlord and start to craft provisions in the lease that's a true meeting of the minds that meet the landlord's needs, but also reasonably meet the tenant's needs and expectations. Startups find themselves in a very interesting position when they're entering into a lease because frequently they are successful businessmen, they are successful finance people who are backing successful businessmen, they have an entrepreneurial bent, and the lease becomes just another vehicle for them to get from where they are to where they want to be. So understanding your needs at that point is critical. Your needs center around your financial needs, not overextending yourself, not overcommitting yourself. Understanding your physical space needs, not only your current physical space needs, but projecting where you might go down the road. Typically, leases express themselves in 5-year, 7-year, 10-year terms and with options. To the extent that an entrepreneur, a startup, can take their business plan and marry their lease expansion to where they realistically feel their business plan is going to lead them, that is a very successful marriage of the two concepts, and it breeds success down the road and a minimum of difficulty as startups start to meet with success as they go forward.